Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I am doing a top 10 list. My list today will be all about the first 10 tricks I learned when I was a kid. This is the second time I've actually filmed this video because I filmed it a couple of days ago and the microphone wasn't working. So I had to recreate the whole video again. But in a good way, I got to come to a different place and practice the tricks more and get better shots for you guys compared to my old video. So the story begins when I was 9. I first got my skateboard, but then I wasn't good at skateboarding, obviously, when you first get skateboard. I got pretty good at just standing on the board, going down hills and getting my balance pretty good. But when it came to tricks, it took me quite a while to even learn how to ollie. Before I could ollie, I just used to ride the pavements, lift up my front trucks and then lift up back trucks and roll on. This was the kind of basis for me to learn the ollie. Because of how I used to ride the pavements and I used to put pressure on my back foot to lift up the front trucks and then put pressure on my front trucks to lift up the back, that kind of helped me learn how to ollie. And this was way before like braille skateboarding or anything on YouTube, or even YouTube existed. There was no one to help you and no videos to watch. And I was 10 years old at the time when I learned to ollie, and I never had any friends who skated, so when I learned to ollie, it was all down to me. So I took what I knew from riding the pavements and I used that to teach myself how to ollie. So how I learned the ollie was I just took what I knew from riding up the pavements, I pushed hard on the tail to pop it up, I jumped and I slid my right foot up into the nose, like how I would when I'm pushing the front trucks up the pavement. And after weeks, or maybe even months of practicing this, I finally learned how to ollie, and it made it so much easier to go up the pavements after I knew how to do that. So anyway, that was the first trick on my list. My second trick that I learned when I was a kid was the underflip. And the underflip is a trick that kids can do, or even like old people sometimes, maybe if they get the balance right. But what I'm saying is it's so easy. All you do is put your board upside down over your feet and just kick it over half a flip, and then there you go, underflip. And once you master this, I mean, you can add a double flip into it, or even an underflip ollie varial. That's totally easy to do, and I still love doing them today, just goofing around. Another trick that I learned when I was about 11 was a pop shove it. For a shove it, you don't even have to ollie. It's just a scooping motion. It's not snapping your board. It's not snapping your tail down the ground. So for a shove it, all you do is you put your back foot with your toes hanging off just a little bit over the edge, and your front foot in just a kind of ollie position, and it's on the back foot. So you just scoop with the back foot. You push it down and push your foot behind you. The board should rotate in front of you 180 degrees, and then it will be totally easy to land it if you're looking where your board is going. It's a pretty easy trick to do once you learn it. Pop shove it's look way more better, so once you learn a shove it and an ollie, just take that into a pop shove it and it looks so much better. My fourth trick on this list is just a simple half cab rotation. When I was 11 years old, I was skating outside my high school and I was going fakie, and I just leant and turned my board around. It's not technically a trick, but I'm counting this on my list because I was 11 and it was like a groundbreaking thing for me. I was like, wow, and that kind of helped me learn how to power slides. So when I was a kid, I was just riding fakie. I rotated my body and my legs 180 degrees with my board. Simple half cab, easy. So now moving on to trick number 5. I learned this from Stephen Tiffany. When I was about 14 years old and we started skateboarding, he could power slide incredibly well, and it was like amazing. It looked so cool. He did it so fluently, and I was like, how do you do that? So I don't know why I did that accent, sounds weird. So how you do it is you just lean all your weight on your front feet and you use your back foot to like guide your board around. So lean front foot, twist your body around, and have your back foot scoop, like kind of scoop and guide the board around. So you're just pushing the tail behind you when you turn 180, and it looks so good. Once you can do the backside 180, which again I think is the easiest one, you can learn your front side power slides and your just regular straight on power slides, which are pretty cool as well. Next trick, we're moving into the flip tricks. A lot of people go from ollies to kick flips, but mine was weird. I went from ollies to heel flips. I found heel flips way easier back in the day. Now I don't. I suck at heel flips. I remember being in Steven's back garden where we were practicing kick flips all day long, and then I went, you know what, I'm going to try heel flip. Pretty much got it first try. Never done. And then I remember going home after that, trying to show my brother my heel flips. Couldn't do them ever again. Sucked. And then a couple weeks later, I learned how to kick flip, and that was groundbreaking for me. Heel flip was the first flip trick I learned, but I couldn't get it after that. It was so hard. I even struggle to do it now. The heel flips that are in this video took me ages to get because I'm so inconsistent with heel flips. But yeah, they're a pretty good trick to have. A lot of people don't like doing them, so if you can learn how to heel flip, I definitely go for it because it's a really hard trick for people to master. My 7th trick on this list is a kickflip. A lot of people go from learning how to ollie to kickflip because it pretty much uses the same motion of your feet. What you do is you put your back foot in the same position as a ollie, and instead of having your front foot straight on for an ollie, you move it just a bit of an angle so it's kind of pointed at the diagonal side of the board, of the nose. And when you ollie, just kick it off the corner, and then the board should automatically rotate. So what I do is I kick and I flick. Kick, flick. Yeah, can I get it? Okay. Just keep an eye on the board when it's rotating underneath you, and you should catch it with your back foot. Your front foot should come straight back after that and roll away. And it's a really, really nice trick if you can get it good. The trick has a really satisfying feel if you can do it good. And then it just looks amazing too. I learned kickflips a few weeks after I learned heel flips, and it was so much easier for me then. I practiced it a lot more. I took it down ledges, downstairs, into grinds, out of grinds. It was just one of those tricks that the more you practice, the easier it gets. Number 8 on my list is a frontside 180. All it is an ollie and a rotation 180 degrees with the board and yourself. I found these pretty easy to do after I learned how to ollie. How I do it is I put my back foot in the ollie position and have my front foot with the toes hanging just a little bit over the edge, as if you were in a heel flip position. How you do this is you just wind up your body, and when you ollie, you release your shoulders so they turn 180 degrees that way, and then the board should follow you. Your front foot in that position with the toes over should help push the board backwards with your body. And once you learn frontside 180s, it really helps for when you're learning frontside flips, frontside heel flips, and even frontside big spins. Okay, so another trick on my list is the Casper flip. This was a trick I learned when I was about 14, 15, and it was just from watching a bunch of Ronnie Mullen videos. I saw him doing like Casper flips, and they looked incredible, and they looked fun to do. So I remember being in Stephen's back garden, again, this is just where we always skated, and just messing around, and it came pretty easily. All you do is you flip your board over, you put your back foot on top of the board, like on the underside of the board, and you put your front foot underneath where the grip tape is, and then you just kind of push it over. You use your front foot, push your board like kind of over, and just jump and land on it, and it's pretty cool. And after you get better at these, you can add a little rotation into it. And for me, learning Casper 360 flips was quite easy, and they look incredible. It's a really fun trick to learn, so yeah. And now last on my list is a varial kickflip. I love doing varial kickflips. A lot of people hate them. They're seen as too easy or too ugly, but I love doing varial kickflips. All it is a combination between a pop shove and a kickflip. I can normally get these pretty good, pretty clean, and it feels really good to land a nice varial kickflip. So how you do this trick is you just put your back foot in the pop shove position and your front foot in the kickflip position, and just focus on the pop shove at your back foot and focus on the kickflip maneuver in the front foot, and then it should just happen. And it's really cool, and it's one of those tricks that you want to learn straight after you learn how to kickflip. And it's a really cool trick. It's totally underrated because no one likes doing them anymore, so if you can learn how to varial kickflip, it will just be so cool. When it comes to a lot of people trying to do varial kickflips, they always mess up. So this is one of those tricks that I practice quite frequently, and I love doing them. So that's the first 10 tricks I learned when I was a kid. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you thought about this in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! That sucked. So now we move on to trick number, oh what the fuck, I put up 2 fingers. I was going to say 5 and I put 2 fingers up, what a twat. I don't know numbers. Don't want to flip.